Hello everyone, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andre Papito here. And in this video, I want to talk about the Italian citizenship and how the Italian citizenship could affect your taxes. So in principle, acquiring the Italian citizenship, it doesn't make any difference because Italy basically taxes people on residence basis. What does it mean? It means that only if you pass the famous 183 days in the Italian territory, you will be liable on Italian taxes, as well as possessing some interest there, or business, or family ties or relationship. And also for 183 days, all these elements must be kept. From the other side, I mean, if you don't live in Italy and you acquire the Italian citizenship, nothing changed. So actually, it doesn't make any difference. Why I wanted to make this assumption, this specification, because a lot of you guys send me emails in which I very often understand between lines that you are afraid of acquiring the Italian citizenship because you might be liable on taxes, even if you're not living in Italy. Well, this is a misconception, maybe because most of the followers of this channel are from United States. So, we know that an American citizen is taxed on citizenship, and they might think that it would be exactly in the same way also for the Italian citizenship. Well, no. So the answer is no. So if you basically acquire the Italian citizenship in one of the three main manner, like juris sanguinis, so through the ancestors, or through marriage, or through naturalization. There's also some few cases and some few exceptions. In other way, you can get a Italian citizenship, but this is not the main focus of this video and of this channel. Of course, we want to just analyze the things from the tax perspective. And so if you acquire one of these, in one of these ways, the Italian citizenship, you actually become Italian, and nothing happens to you if you are living abroad, of course. So you just have an extra document. You can, of course, require a passport. You can travel through Europe for free with no limits, of course, in Italy as well, and in a lot of countries in the world without visa. But, of course, there is always a but. There is always something that we need to consider. There are actually 4 cases where acquiring the Italian citizenship makes the difference. Small cases, but it's better that you are aware of it. So having an Italian citizenship, it comes with some bureaucracy, with some steps that from that moment onward becomes mandatory. The first things you have to do as Italian is to subscribe yourself to your consulate if you're still living abroad, of course. If you acquire your citizenship through juris sanguinis, through the ancestor, through blood, basically. And if you go to your nearby consulate, you have to subscribe to an office called A.I.R.E, in Italian known as A.I.R.E. So actually it's a registry with all the Italians living abroad, and each country in the world possess this office. I mean, each consulate possess this office, they have this office, and you have to be registered there in order to receive from the consulate all the service for, let's say, renew your passport, renew your identity card, and all the service that normally a consulate gives to their citizens. So far so good. But the problem is that every time you move, you want to travel, or you simply want to live in another country, which is outside Italy, of course, you always have to register yourself to the A.I.R.E office of this new country. And this is a mandatory step. This happens from the moment you become Italian citizen. The second point, very, very important, it's still related to the A.I.R.E, is the subscription. If you have acquired Italian citizenship through naturalization and through marriage, or simply still through juris sanguinis, but you basically you acquire it staying in Italy, so having your residence in Italy, then if you want to move back to your country or to another country, it's mandatory to keep tracking of your expatriation, let's say from Italy, subscribing yourself to the next A.I.R.E office. Why it's so important? Because if you keep your name in the Italian population registry called ANPR, basically Italy considers you automatically fiscal resident, even though even though you're not living actually in Italy. So just the fact that you leave your name in this registry, you will be considered an Italian taxpayer, and especially if you leave this name for more than 183 days in this registry. So it's very important that the subscription to A.I.R.E, it makes all the difference, because then Italy doesn't consider you a tax resident. So imagine this: if you don't subscribe to A.I.R.E, and so if you forget to make this mandatory requirement, you might need to declare in Italy all your worldwide income still, even though you're not living in Italy. So it's gonna be a mess. In case the Italian tax agency controls you or has a way of understand what was your foreign income in a new country you're living, maybe you're an employee or self-employed, they might require you to pay all this income that was for them not declared, with a huge fine and a lot of problems. I mean, and the only way to get to solve this problem is to have a lawyer that can defend you in court and prove that you're really living abroad, exploiting the convention to avoid a double taxation in the section ties break rules. But this procedure is very complicated. So in order to avoid this complication, all these kind of things to prove all the way around is avoided just if you subscribe to A.I.R.E. So don't forget about this step. It's very, very important. Another thing, let's say, problem, I would say, between quotes, if you become Italian citizen is because is when you move to fiscal paradises or fiscal haven countries, or better, you move to one of those countries that Italy consider a fiscal haven, like Dubai or Cayman Island, or I don't know, whatever place you might not pay any taxes, and most likely Italy consider those places like fiscal haven. Well, in this case, you have to still pay your taxes in Italy, just because you're an Italian citizen. Okay, so this is one of the situations where being an Italian citizen makes a difference, and in this situation, you always have to put aside a lot of documentation that proves that you're really living there. So you're passing more than 183 days in one of those countries. You have ties, you have interest there for more than 183 days, etc., 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 because you might receive an audit. I'm not saying that you receive an audit every year, but you might receive an audit, and then you are the one that have to prove the contrary. Okay, let's go to some good parts. If you're Italian, like if you acquire the nationality, you have an advantage if you need to purchase a property, a residential property in Italy, especially a normal property, like not luxury one, because you can exploit the first home benefit, in Italian called prima casa, even though you're not living in Italy. So you can purchase a property paying only 2% of registry tax, and instead of paying 9 on the cadastral value. This percentage is calculated in the cadastral value. I also made a video on this in which I explain you more in details how exactly works the procedure and the taxes to pay to purchase a property. But the difference is that between you that you became an Italian and a foreigner is that the foreigner is forced to move his residency in Italy within 18 months if he wants to exploit this prima casa, first home benefit. But as long as you're subscribed to A.I.R.E, basically, and you're Italian, of course, because you're an Italian citizen, you don't need to move your resident in Italy, and you can purchase a house with lower taxes. So that's it. So this is small things about being an Italian citizen and how the taxes influence you. I hope I give you some interesting information in this video. For any questions, you can write me an email at ESENtaxa@gmail.com, or if you want to learn about the Italian fiscal system, the entire structure, how it works, how all the mechanisms of the tax benefits combines together could help you, you can subscribe to the Italian Tax Academy, the only online platform that provides you this online course, 5 hours, and included in the package, a former Italian tax agent and inspector that can help you, that can assist you to validate all knowledge you have acquired, and you can plan with him a full long-term optimization tax plan, of course, in Italy. And we also offer, included in the package, the tax simulation. And if you want to stay updated with all the Italian fiscal regulation law, just subscribe to the channel. So see you, thank you, and see you in the next video.